Okay, so you should have found all of your writing from last week. If you did not find your writing, pause the video now. You need that before we continue. Okay, so today we're going to be adding some transition words, and then we're going to write a closing. We're going to talk about those transition words first. Transition words are signals to the reader that you're moving on to a new part in your piece. We see transition words in different kinds of writing, but normally in a story or a fiction kind of piece, we usually see words like first, next, then, last, after. We see those kinds of words, and those are like hint words to the reader that, okay, I'm moving on to a new event. So whenever I asked you to write the events of your story, I told you to leave space in between those events. This is why. Today we're going to go through and we're going to add those transition words in those spaces that you left. So before your first event, so you have your introduction, then you should have your first event. Before that first event, after your introduction, I want you to write the word first. First, you're writing the word first. Here, I'll write that down for you so you can see it. First, you're writing the word first. Just give me 1 second. First. Go in and write this word after your introduction before your first event. So you should have your introduction first, then your first event. Now we're going to write the word next. Next goes before your second event. Next. Okay. If you only have 3 events, you're going to skip this part. If you have 4 or more events, you're going to write then before the next event. So first, next, then. You could continue to use then a few times. So if you do 5 events, you could say first, next, then, and then we would use our last transition word last. Okay, so if you only did 3 events, we're going to use the transition word last. And this is what we use before our last event. First, next, last. Or if you have more than 3, it's first, next, then last. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fix our sentences. If you don't have your transition words finished, pause the video, finish that first. Okay, so this is how the sentence is going to start. So if you have your capital letter at the beginning of your next sentence, you're going to erase that capital letter and turn it into a lowercase letter, because now first is the first word of that sentence. So if your first event was we walked in the doors, you would have wrote we walked in the doors. I just put we walked in, but you would have done a capital W. Now we're going to erase that and we're going to make it a lowercase w, because now the first word of our sentence is going to be first. Okay. Go ahead and do that for all of your event sentences. Make the first letter lowercase because this is your new first word. And after you've done that, then click on the play button and continue this video. Pause the video now. Okay, so if you clicked on the play button just now, you should have gone through and fixed your capital letters so that your transition words are the first word in every sentence and therefore start with a capital letter. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a comma after our transition word. So you just put the comma in between your transition word and the rest of your sentence. So this is what it's going to look like. First, comma, then the rest of your sentence. Next, comma, then the rest of your sentence. Last, comma, rest of your sentence. Go ahead and pause the video and add your commas. Okay, so if you clicked on play, you should have your commas sorted. Now, we're going to save the closing for tomorrow because this took a little bit longer than I thought that it would. And I want to make sure that you have time to finish your other things. Go ahead and go to Seesaw. And in Seesaw, I want you to take a picture of your work, including the work that you did today. So make sure that your work has those transition words. I want you to make sure that your picture is clear where I can read it. On Friday, whenever I tried to look back at your all's personal narratives where you turned it in, there were a lot that I had trouble reading because it was like a picture like all the way back here, kind of crooked. I need you to make sure that it's really clear and easy for me to read. Then I want you to use the microphone button to record yourself reading your story aloud. After that, then you'll be good to move on to social studies. I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.